Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy BG54 here. Yeah. We back with another NFL week. We back with another NFL weekly review. This is for week 7. I didn't do week 6. I was supposed to do week 6 with Chiseled Adonis, but I missed my mark because I had started a new job, so my schedule has switched up, and I missed my mark because normally I would put these out on like a Friday or Saturday. So now I got to do it like this from now on because I have to work the graveyard shift. So there is no more staying up till fucking 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm at work at 2 o'clock in the fucking morning. So now I got to do it like this now. But yeah, man. We just gonna continue to do this with Urinating Tree. I was supposed to do this with Chiseled this week, but his week 7 video got blocked, and he put it on his Patreon for free. But it's on his Patreon, and I don't disrespect people's Patreons or they OnlyFans and shit like that. If you put a paywall up for your videos, I'ma respect that because as a content creator, I understand. You built your fan base, you built your following. This is how you want to do things, and I have to respect. And as a content creator myself, I respect that, and I will not interfere with how you make your money. I definitely don't want to step on anybody's toes. Shout out to Chiseled Adonis. But we're going to go with Urinating Tree instead for this week. And then hopefully week 8, he doesn't get blocked by the NFL and we can do Chiseled Adonis instead. Because Chiseled Adonis's weekly caps are more funnier and he puts them out way quicker. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it.
The culture is actually damn good.
Got fire in your gut?
There's so much going on in the sports realm right now. The NHL season's getting underway. The MLB postseason is still going strong. And the NFL is consuming us whole. The NFL is so arrogant that they're subjecting a national audience to Pete Carmichael's play calling. But the fourth quarter will all be Al Michaels as we lose all passion and sanity. What Saints offense do you want to experience this time around? Checkdowns to Alvin Kamara or checkdowns to Alvin Kamara? We need 200% more Taysom Hill. Get a failed fourth down conversion with each check down. As you consider this, Jacksonville with an ailing Trevor Lawrence dissects a sluggish Saints defense to jump out to a rather sizable lead. To no one's surprise, New Orleans is dead in the water, sinking in the damn bayou itself.
Yep.
Fans are rightfully pissed as red zone drives continually fail and Derek Carr's missing every damn receiver in sight. This car then drives an interception right for delivery and gives Jacksonville a pick six.
I knew it. That's why I didn't choose the Saints this week.
The Saints defense decides they've had enough shit and clamps down on anything the Jags throw at them. Oh, Jacksonville, why must you be so consistently inconsistent on offense this year? All you need is that and you're a legit contender. Same as the Saints, who magically get good at it once they go into the no-huddle. I wonder why. New Orleans erases a 15-point deficit in the blink of an eye. But Payne is a Saints fan. Cue more sinking into the bayou on defense thanks to Christian Kirk making magic happen for a touchdown. Bad news, folks. The Saints offense. It happened yet again. They marched down to the goal line on the final drive only to then fire aimlessly into the air 4 consecutive times. Real question though. You have all of this talent at the skill positions, and you're throwing to Foster Moreau. You deserve to lose this game because of that shit alone. The match ends up like most passes by Carr in the red zone. Overthrown. Consider this reason number 87 as to why I have no faith in the Saints to do anything. Everyone will blame Moreau for this, but you know what's really at fault? 3 for 18 on third down and 2 for 5 in the red zone.
Pretty much.
Another outstanding performance by the Saints.
But I appreciate it though. Got my money.
For one of the 6 greatest football matchups in the 1 p.m. time slot? You definitely aren't.
I didn't have no parlay for this game. I just watched it because it's the Raiders.
Tyson Bagent versus Brian Hoyer. Feel the glorious majesty of the son of an arm wrestling champion against the clone of the Patriots machine. It's most unfortunate for the Raiders that the Belichick cloning machine has been broken for decades, and they don't care to fix it. Welcome to the Josh McDaniels experience, where the plan is nothing and the execution is a bullet to the head. Chicago, under a complete greenhorn, looked like a competent, efficient unit on both sides of the ball.
Facts.
The oft-maligned Bears defense turned
Bears
Brian Hoyer
whoop their ass.
into L. Brian
Bears
Hoyer.
whoop they
Is it a good
ass.
thing for a team if they're 2 for 9 on 3rd down? Could be if you're the Bears.
I was shocked.
What is good though?
When Devontae Adams dropped that
Foreman.
pass.
I hate the fact
Yeah.
that this man gets no respect.
Exactly.
He's gone into shitty situations across the league and just rumbles against his opponents. Under him and Bagent, the Bears did the most important thing. Not fuck up. And that's good enough against the Raiders. Hoyer, meanwhile, was eventually pulled for Aiden O'Connell. Why didn't they just start him to begin with? And they apparently don't want to trade a pissed off Devontae Adams? That's Josh McPonzie scheme for you. Before you say anything, I don't hate the Baltimore Ravens. I'm brutal as hell on them, and for very good reason, but hatred isn't it. They just frustrate me with their massive inconsistency on offense. They'll suddenly forget how to play football against the Colts and Steelers of the world, yet ram the Lions repeatedly like a Ford Pinto. Detroit didn't even have gas in the tank today. Even then, they still combusted on first impact. Lamar just walked on them like they were a bug underneath his foot. A squash match where the Motor City rusted away like an abandoned factory. Problem is, I'm not even happy for the Ravens for playing up to their potential. I'm livid at them. Yes, Baltimore, do this more often, would you please? I'm tired of you being a different team on offense nearly every week. I know what you're capable of against the best. Embrace your greatness.
Facts.
Do you have a terrible team that desperately needs kickstarted? All you apparently have to do is play the Commanders. Hurts is once again out of commission, so the G-Men can prove that Tyrod Taylor is pretty much the equal to their $40 million man. Everyone knows the offense runs through Saquon, and the first half confirmed it. The most points the Giants have gotten in the first 2 quarters all season. Well done, commies. What happened after that? Pretty much defense. That's about it. Wink's unit went back to last year's form. And in this sentence, they just sacked Baker Mayfield once again. For whatever reason, Washington could do next to nothing on offense. Your only hope is the Giants' consistent allergy to having a decent punt returner. It's only a 7-point game, yet it feels like infinity. All production has come to a stop. It's probably the Turf's fault at MetLife. Perhaps Kayvon dropping this easy pick 6 is the Turf's fault too. Tends to happen a good bit. The commies are the first to try and overcome such a stalemate. But it's merely delayed. They are stalled in the red zone. And then the field goal try is blocked by Giants' excellence. G-Men then take control and drive down the field while eating clock. At least until they lose control of the car and fumble the ball away. Washington somehow still has the chance to tie the game. And they're chipping away at New York's defense, eating nearly all the clock left as they push their opponent back to the goal line. It only proves one thing.
Howell pressure coming. He escapes. Throws to the end zone. Dodson dropped it.
Damn.
Incomplete.
Gambling on the riverboat has them going bust. This riverboat's been listing for months now. And Ron is at the helm coasting to their death as the game ends by a Washington injury. The Giants thank you for giving them some semblance of life. Rooting for Atlanta is the equivalent of getting as close as you can get with the girl of your dreams. You're about to have a passionate makeout session with her, but it's a distraction to be hit repeatedly in the groin.
Dang.
They're 1 or 2 things away from being a real contender, yet they never ever make it easy on themselves. Incredible talents littered throughout the roster, but like Bijan, they never use them. At least they gave us an excuse this week saying he had an illness. So why wasn't he on the injury report? Consider this the opening salvo to a comedy of errors. It wasn't even who wanted to lose the game. It was more a race where both teams kept landing face first on explosives. Desmond Ridder has no soul. Fumbles in the red zone. Fantastic. Tampa doesn't want to be left out in the cold, so why not counter with a horrific fumble of their own deep in Bucs territory? Atlanta is just so kind, though. They'll get it to the 1-yard line and then castrate themselves. Why do you keep doing this, Ridder? Every fucking time. Atlanta's defense is at least balling, so they're somehow still alive. They make the wise decision to not reach the red zone. And Younghoe Koo is at least not going to fumble everything away. But you know who does? The rest of the Falcons' offense. Long-ass drive, dicing the Bucs down the field, and then Desmond Ridder. Why the fuck did you slow down, dude? Please stop. I'm tired. They're so incompetent that they are literally on their knees begging Tampa to take this game. Please, please win it. We need to be poverty. Sadly, the Falcons' defense did not receive transmission. They're still balling. And after endless Herculean efforts, they stopped Tampa from doing much of anything besides tie the game. Simple advice, do not go in the red zone again, Falcons. It will be nothing but pain. Let Young Waiku bail you out.
The kick. It's up. It's out. It's through.
Can you please stop making this so damn hard for yourselves?
Facts.
This was one of the sloppiest games I've seen since last week. The Falcons are leading the NFC South? How the fuck does Arthur Smith keep escaping his own incompetence?
Duh.
I'm not even angry, it's incredible. Buffalo is in deep trouble.
Yeah,
They're
but
looking suspicious.
Madden
as hell,
curse.
but
Why
a
the
chunk of
fuck
it
would
isn't
you
due
want to
to
be
their
on
own
the
head.
cover of Madden?
Injuries have destroyed their defense, and it limits their potential. One issue, though. Why can't you do anything against New England's D? They're down playmakers aplenty, too. You're not the Jets. Why the hell are you consistently being pranked by Belichick's ancient schemes? The Bills just had nothing in the first half, and it's a mystery to us all as to why. Perhaps the second half will be better, and it at least becomes a 3-point game.
Nope.
Yet Buffalo just can't shift out of second gear. Opportunities are presented, but they can't take advantage of them. For the Pats, Mac Jones is a warrior. He has to overcome both defenses and his own coaching staff. And a touchdown has given them the unthinkable, a 12-point lead. The only thing Buffalo can count on are miracles. And that's the fortunate thing. The Patriots are undermanned and the Bills have high-end talent. They finally got out of second gear. Stephon Diggs does magic to score 6. Jordan Poyer makes his own magic to give Buffalo the ball back in prime territory. And then Josh Allen is just Josh Allen and carries the team on his back to retake the lead. A 3-point game should be more than enough to win, but there's a problem. Buffalo's defense is undermanned. The Patriots are taking advantage of it. Time is ticking away and New England is deep in Buffalo territory. It's so desperate they're at the goal line. And the hoodie has his tricks.
Second and goal. Jones swings it. Touchdown! Gesicki!
On National Tight Ends Day, Belichick turns them into wide receivers. Bill earns the 300th win of his illustrious career in a very fitting manner, repeatedly trolling an AFC East opponent. Tanking in New England, Belichick just signed a lucrative extension and wants to pass Don Shula for most wins in the NFL. There will be no tanking here. Only one's running over Buffalo. No matter what they do, the Colts are forever doomed to be cursed. Pissing generational QBs into the wind has brought them the wrath of the football gods. This year is not to be one where everything implodes on itself, but it must be one of constant teasing and punishments that rival Joe. Deshaun Watson is terrible, but this blessing for Indy was short-lived. He was pulled thanks to injury.
Damn.
Then he cleared concussion protocol, yet was still on the bench. Yeah, sure it was to protect him. You
Yeah.
can say he fucking sucks, it's fine. A game featuring XFL legend PJ Walker should be a relatively easy victory for Indy. However, they forgot one thing. The Browns' defense is fucking incredible. Myles Garrett is out here doing his best Superman impression.
Fact.
Bending offensive lines and leaping tall blockers in a single bound to keep Cleveland in the game. Eat your heart out, Joe Woods. Jim Schwartz's men have come to play. Too bad the Browns' offense can't do much of anything.
Damn.
Thanks to some heroic efforts from Uncle Rico Minshew and Jonathan Taylor, it becomes a battle of attrition. Cleveland's defensive curtains suffocating and creating endless opportunities for their own team. And the Colts trying to overcome the power of such a defense in general. It turns into a back-and-forth contest.
What the fuck?
With 8 lead changes throughout. Dustin Hopkins kicks a field goal to put the Browns up by 2. But unfortunately, the defense was allowed one really sloppy play and let Michael Pittman slip away into hyperspace for a touchdown to retake the lead. Now the pressure's on. Cleveland has one last chance at glory, and they corner the Colts in the red zone. But here's where the curse continues.
47 seconds left. 9th play of the drive. Walker under pressure. Football is loose. That's a live football. And Indianapolis has it.
And they
Buckner.
called
So
the
what's the
flag. They called a
Contact
flag.
negating the play. How lovely. Ref ball or not, that's brutal. How the hell do they one up this?
Walker from the gun throws back of the end zone.
Yeah, he held them though.
Looking for
He held
Peoples
them.
Jones and another flag.
This ball is catchable? Fuck, man, the pass was 5 yards over the receiver's head. Paul Bunyan wouldn't have caught it in bounds. Another game ruined by blatant ref ball.
Hunt. Did he get in?
Yeah, touchdown.
Indy got straight up fucked. How wonderful. Cleveland wins another game in spite of themselves thanks to fluke bullshit and high-end talent. Conveniently, the second game in 2 weeks where they benefited from ref ball. They're turning into the Steelers in real time. I'm just so proud of them. They're growing up so fast. Pittsburgh may be on the road, but it's at SoFi. No matter who's the home team here, the stands are going to be at least 3/4 black and gold. Nothing against the Rams, that's just how it goes. Speaking of that, the same shit happened on the field of play. I've spent weeks trying to figure out what the Rams are, and after this, I'm still in the same quandary. The first half Rams look decent enough. They're holding their own for a rebuilding team with a makeshift running back committee. And Puka Nakua's a beast. Then again, everyone looks good against Levi Wallace. With how poorly the Steelers played for 3/4, LA should have crushed them. But it's not a Pittsburgh game unless their opponent repeatedly self-destructs. Brett Maher missing multiple kicks badly. Matthew Stafford making his retro Detroit interception that looks incredibly awful. And failing to take advantage of multiple opportunities.
Trash.
You can't do that against the Steelers. In the fourth quarter, Kenny Pickett remembers he's an NFL quarterback and starts throwing dimes. Oh, Kenny, you go from looking like John Skelton for 85% of the game to becoming John Elway. Under his might and a strong running game, they overcome Canadian handicaps and take a 7-point lead. Now they have the final serve. And a first down here can finish it off for good.
It's Pickett, the sneak, and he looks to be short initially, but did he get that ball across the
Hell
line to
no.
gain? My goodness!
Ain't no fucking way.
The line to gain.
Ain't no fucking way.
How the hell is this a first down?
His knee was already
Was nowhere
down.
near that spot.
His knee was
And
already
it gets
down.
worse. The Rams have no timeouts and it's before the 2-minute warning. It can't be challenged. Grade A fuckery.
Damn.
LA, you've just experienced the bullshit of Steeler football. Best thing to do is not ask questions. The more you use your brain, the more ridiculous it gets. Arizona's been playing the same game for pretty much the entire year. Is there any real point in going over them? We already know what they're going to be. The little engine that tries but blows up as it climbs the hill. Seattle is that hill. Or maybe they're the engine. It's a repeated issue of the Seahawks where the offense just sputters and continues to sputter. Feast or famine with this team. Mostly in the red zone, where they once again find new and exciting ways to struggle. Forgive me if I'm not ultra impressed with the Seahawks winning. Oh, the defense did well? It's the fucking Cardinals. They're nothing good. Should have won by at least 20, yet you keep treating games like Kevin with a chili. And until Seattle fixes it, the frustrations will continue. You're better than this, guys. Get your shit together.
Facts.
The GPS Bowl. It'll guide you right to the drink regardless of allegiance. No matter how you spin it, all you see are two teams circling the drain and well past their pride. There isn't excitement, there isn't dread, there's just nothing. Winning will mean nothing. Losing will mean nothing. It's spinning the tires just to check a box. And the Packers are looking awful against one of the worst defenses in football. They're doing nothing against it. And I get Denver as talent, but Justin Fields threw well against this defense, man. Broncos country is riding to nothing but field goals, so it's still manageable, but Green Bay has a shitload of issues. Mainly realizing that they're playing the Broncos and are down 16-3. Is Aaron Jones that vital to them or something? It should be a drop in production, but it shouldn't be this bad. Then they finally adjusted to Vance Joseph. In layman's terms, they used Ask Madden. Dashing and gashing a porous unit to open the already opened floodgates. Rumbling down to the goal line. And then on a 4th and 2, get the luckiest bounce in the history of man to take a 1-point lead. Somehow. In past times, the Packers would run away with an ugly win.
Fuck the Packers.
Unfortunately, the NFC North dances on their grave. Denver gets to field goal range, and Will Lutz manages to kick a 50-plus yarder. Somehow. Jordan Love's mentality is to gunsling. And if he wants to chuck a ball deep into double coverage on a 3rd and 20, by God, I'm going to laugh at it.
Good ass
Not
job.
anywhere close to Aaron Rodgers, and it was a terrible throw-in decision, but it's about trying. The Packers tried and failed miserably.
Good.
This calls for some sushi. And Sean Payton doesn't even like sushi. There's a reason why people keep thinking that one fan ESPN kept showing last week was a plant. Because no seasoned Chargers fan would ever show that much emotion. They already know what's coming. Misery, pain. A so-called defensive wizard being repeatedly gashed with a name-brand defense. The Chiefs and Mahomes could do whatever the hell they wanted in the first half. Patrick was on pace to break the passing yard record, it was that bad. Justin Herbert and that offense may be high-flying, but they're trying to run a 100-meter dash against the Usain Bolt of teams. They're not going to win. And even when the Chiefs' offense maxes out their kill count, Liquid LA can do nothing with it. They have the gun lodged in their opponent's mouth, yet somehow end up shooting themselves in the foot. Chance to score a TD to tie? Not happening. The pass is deflected at the line for a pick. The high-profile defense manages to actually stop Kansas City? Not happening. Kellen Moore's offense suddenly goes flaccid. And don't forget about Chargers special teams, a classic staple of their misery. By the way, welcome back Mecole Hardman to the Chiefs. Finally solving the riddle, Mahomes takes them to the end zone and officially kills off their opponent. Eternal frustration isn't just expected for the Chargers. It's tradition. People are starting to shit on Justin Herbert for this, yet he's supposed to coach and play defense? He's being Phillip Rivers'd in real time. Another classic staple of their misery. I forgot to do this last week, so let's get this out of the way. The 72 Dolphins stand alone for another year. Sure as hell not tonight, though. Even when Philly wins, we still feel unimpressed. It's not in the score, it's in the ways they're winning. Doesn't feel like the Eagles are anywhere close to what they could be. I know you're gonna say it's Miami and they're a really good team, but the Dolphins have only feasted on shitty opponents. It's a test for both franchises, yet here we've learned
that should just prove how good they are.
It was surprisingly sloppy early on, like getting a roughing the passer call because they pushed the QB. Philly does have a strong 17-3 lead at home thanks to A.J. Brown and the brotherly shove, but they let off the gas. When it comes to the Tua-Tyreek connection, you can't just look at the rainbows. If you do, it'll temporarily blind your offense to where you can't do anything. Miami then does things. They'll somehow implode deep in your territory, but look over there! Hot Pockets! Game's tied, which leads to frustration. Fortunately, Philly is the luck of the Kelly Green on their side. Plus, they didn't make the same mistakes they did against the Jets. They unleash the full power and sprint away from another embarrassing moment to bury their opponent in all facets of play. Once again, yes, it's a win, but it still feels underwhelming. Good job on the 0 penalties, though, Eagles. Goes to show that anyone can bribe officials or threaten their families. Miami suffers ref ball on a setback, but Buffalo lost too, so they didn't lose control. Just accept the script and move on. You've also won Kevin Byard to aid your ailing secondary. Allow me to set the stage for you. The 49ers, one of the best teams in football coming off a humiliating loss and eager to return to form, are facing the Vikings. The embodiment of agony without their best weapon and Monday Night Kirk at the helm. What did you expect to happen? The exact opposite of what you'd assume. I tip my hat to the scriptwriters for an excellent swerve from the usual fare.
Facts.
It's one thing when San Francisco is sloppy on offense for 1 week against an opponent they should beat, but for 2 weeks in a row against Brian Flores' all-out attack? It's time for some serious concern.
Yeah.
And we need to ask a hard question.
I lost hella money off this fucking
that
game.
It was a Monday night game. Cousins played some of the best ball in his career, taking a strong Niners defense and making them his bitch. The world stood in shock as people remembered that Kirk is a good quarterback and all goes to hell. It goes further to hell when you remember that this is Minnesota, and they can never ever be normal. Brian Flores continues to go into cover 0 and gets burned on it because once again the Vikings finishing within 1 possession is written into law. The tension can be cut with a butter knife, it's that thick. Field goals are traded and the Vikings are only up by 5. You know what that means? Time for Brock Purdy to work his magic. I guess this is the magic he's delivering these days? Okay then. Kirk continues his masterful performance and gets them to field goal range. But do you know what this team is? The Vikings missing a field goal? This is supposed to be surprising? Well, we know how this one's ending. San Fran, congrats on the ugly way.
Purdy steps through, floats it, he's picked, and that's it.
Wait a minute, this wasn't in the script that was given. The players are ad-libbing. It does add a unique flair to a stale classic. Minnesota cannot be normal, and in this state they shock the world. A season once lost to the abyss is looking more and more salvageable. So how's the pain amplified in this quest? Last week was incredibly sloppy football. This week was an acid trip laced with ref ball. The sad thing is that there were plenty of candidates for locale of the week, but we'll have to head back to the college ranks for this one again. Penn State. They keep doing it. Being a fan of them is a torture all its own. Winning against easy opponents, hope aplenty throughout the start of the year. until you reach Ohio State or Michigan. Their defense is excellent, but the offense imported Matt Canada to run it or something. It was awful against the Buckeyes. And it's a repeated trend of James Franklin, never able to win the big game, usually being humiliated in the process. Happy Buckeyes over Nittany Lions Day to all those who observe. We're currently in the 7th year in a row of it, continually unable to get over the hump despite endless gobs of talent and hype. A worthy recipient of Lolcow of the Week indeed. At least you're better than Pitt, although that isn't saying much.
Bring out Jaden!
Unit lost.
Bring out your dad!
Unit lost.
The bloodlust of the football gods will never be quenched. Amen.
So, I need you to stand right over here by my car.
Alright, that's just gonna about do it for this one. I'll see y'all the next video. Till then, peace out.